Hi, this is Angela Stevens with Gossip Meets Couture. We are here with Matthew Atkinson, who I now can call Matt.
You can.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just going to dive right into it. So you are not only an up-and-coming star in my eyes, but the new addition to ABC Family's Jane by Design.
Yes.
We did not talk about your role at all.
No, we haven't.
Tell me about your role. Tell me about your character.
I play a character named Nick Fadden.
Okay.
He's a baseball player. He's been a baseball player his entire life. His life's kind of about baseball.
Oh my gosh, and you played baseball for 12 years, so that's really cool. Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. So we actually had to do some baseball scenes, which were a lot of fun. Because I get, it's like I haven't been to the batting range.
You can show off your stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
And when you played, were you like one of the best? Were you really good? Come on, be.
I don't know. Well, it was funny. I was a shortstop.
Okay.
And like in the show, I'm a pitcher.
Oh.
I wouldn't say that I wasn't a bad pitcher. I really like to throw it hard. I wanted to make it as fast as possible, and I didn't really care that much about aim, so I threw a lot of balls. But when I was a pitcher, I think I was a really good shortstop, at least pretty good.
So you play a baseball player in this.
In this, yes.
And then tell me about the show too.
Okay.
We haven't really even talked about that. What's that all
Jane by
about?
Design is a series about a girl named Jane Quimby. She's kind of a quirky sort of outcast in her life, and always had a kind of a love for fashion. And then she starts to some things occur. She needs to make some extra money, and she thinks she can get this internship at a fashion company, and then she accidentally gets like a real job, and so she's under 18, so she kind of has to fake some documents to become this. So she can't tell anyone at the school that she's working at the company like that. She just tells them she's doing this internship, and then at her job, she pretends that she's like 25 years old and not in high school. And so she's living a double life.
Right.
And I'm kind of, Nick Fadden, my character's kind of been the guy that she's had a crush on since she was a kid. And so, yeah.
So you're one of the people in high school. She's had a crush on you since she was a kid, and yeah, you can't tell too much, I guess, about what it's all about.
Right.
Everything kind of is.
So at the end of the show, what happens?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so that's premiering January 3rd.
January 3rd,
right?
9/8 Central.
9/8 Central.
On ABC Family.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And then how did this all start for you? Like, how long have you been in LA?
I've been here
long has your journey?
See, it's kind of it's
Before you
getting
landed?
it's getting weird. I acted in Atlanta, auditioning and working on a few shows in Atlanta for about 2 years, and then I moved out here. I guess just like almost 2 years ago now.
Okay, so you've been in LA for 2 years.
Almost 2 years, yeah. Because when I moved here, it was 9 months after I moved here that we started working on the show, the pilot, and then it was like months before we got kind of okay to do a season, and then a couple months later we started filming the season, and now we're airing. So it's been like kind of a long process.
Yeah.
So I feel like that I've only been here for a year, but it's actually been like 2.
Gosh, that's great. So basically, you were here a year and then landed this, and then just kind of started shooting, and you just stopped shooing a month ago?
Well, I did an episode of CSI a couple months after I got here.
Okay.
That was like my first LA gig, and then I got this about 9 months in, and this has kind of been most of my work for the past year. Yeah.
And then was it the typical, you just came here, you got an agent, after you got the agent, then you got the role, or was there any weird stories or anything that go along with that?
Well, yeah. Well, it's weird when you put it like that, because it feels like it's so simple.
Right,
Yeah,
the typical story.
I just got here, and then I got an agent, and then I got work, and it's like that. That's easy.
Everybody should do this.
Everyone should do this.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't have. Well, I guess for the first 3 months, I was really trying to find first I was trying to find a place to live because I was only in a place for like a month and a half as a sublet. So I had to find an apartment. And I got an apartment, and then I was taking acting classes because I wasn't really auditioning for much. My Atlanta agent had me go on tape for some stuff, but
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't auditioning for anything here in LA, so I wasn't really getting as much as I wanted done, obviously. So I took an acting class from one of my friends, Elizabeth, recommended this acting class, and so I took it. It was Crystal Carson, and we were talking. One day, it was just after class, I was like, I need a refrigerator, because I'm moving into my new apartment, and here in LA, you don't get refrigerators with your apartment.
Right.
Which you do, in Atlanta, it just comes with the apartment, but
I know,
apparently...
Colorado, yeah.
So she's like, well, I know this girl, Lacey, who's an actress, and she's going to be, she's moving out, and so you should buy her refrigerator because she's selling it. And so I went over there to check it out, and I bought it from her.
How lucky for you.
We talked, and she said, I have, I think her and, she had seen me in The Blind Side, like a little snippet or whatever. But she's like, you should talk to my agent. And I talked to her agent, and we sat down for coffee. And I met with a few agents and some good agents. But when I sat down with him, it was kind of like, that's who I'm going with. And so from then I had an agent, and then after that I got my manager, and then from then on auditioning,
and then rock and roll.
Booking some gigs.
Yeah, that's so good for you. And so now you're just auditioning and just trying to keep the ball rolling. And
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I love that. And I wanted to ask you something else. Your speech is so standard now. I mean, honestly, I would never have guessed that you're from the South. You don't carry that accent. Is that like a conscious effort all the time?
You know what I think? I think that my parents are both from the South.
Yeah.
My dad is from the Atlanta area, and my mom is from Tennessee, a little town called Clarksville, and. So she kind of has a little bit of an accent. My dad, I mean, not really. And my dad doesn't really have an accent. I mean, so my parents, neither of them really have accents. So I think when I grew up, I grew up around a lot of people with, so sometimes you'll hear a little, it comes through.
Yeah.
But and beyond that, I think that I just spent my entire life trying to be different. And since I was surrounded by people with that accent, I didn't want to have that accent.
Right, you're like, no.
So I always worked on being like, no, I'm not going to say that like that. I'm not going to say y'all, and I'm not going to say...
Hey, y'all.
But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
No,
I just wanted to be different.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it comes out sometimes.
Because it is very standard speaking. And then Jade by Design, it's kind of, focused around, I know there's the drama of it or whatever, but it's kind of focused around like her being an assistant to a designer.
Yeah.
Do you have any love for design, for fashion, for, any of that kind of stuff?
I'd say so. I mean, I don't know. I typically wear things that are just comfortable, but also at the same time...
He's still my beating heart. That's my sense of style also.
Yeah, but I think I come from, like, I always wanted to be different. I was a skateboarder, and then I was playing guitar, and I wanted to be in a rock band, and so I did dress the part, especially growing up, because you wanted to present an image, especially.
Yeah.
So I think those things do filter into how I dress.
Yeah.
And I'd say that, I have a respect for, I know a lot of people who want to be designers, or, just have a real love for fashion. And I think
or that's how they express themselves.
And that's how you express yourself for a lot of people, and that's really, I can respect that. That's a really cool thing. So
yeah, me too.
I think there's something, to be said, and girls especially love fashion. It's just like in their genes.
Look at those shoes, look at that outfit. Yeah.
So I think because I like women, I like to dress like I'm presentable.
Absolutely. And now a little bit of gossip. So you did skateboarding. Do you have any tattoos? Or did you ever get any?
No.
Do you have any piercings? Did you ever get anything pierced?
No, I never wanted to get anything pierced.
Okay.
There's like 20 tattoos that I want, but I know if I got one, I'd have to get them all.
Yeah.
And my parents would have a major.
Matthew! That's where they'd say your first name, your middle name, and your last name.
But I think that not having tattoos leaves me as a blank slate when it comes to acting. Because I mean, if I had a sleeve and some shoulder tats when I went in for my audition, they probably wouldn't have hired me.
You're the bad guy.
For being exactly. And that might be more of my personal style.
Yeah.
But I think in general, with my career, I kind of like. When I was in high school, I figured out that I wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
And I knew that it's kind of like if you're going to morph into a bunch of different things, you cannot create such a set. You can't be a rock in how you're going to present yourself if you're going to be able to become other people.
You have to be versatile.
A star jock baseball player on Jane by Design. If my hair's down to here and I got blue streaks in it and I got tats all over, even if that's what I want.
That's true, but they could make you into that person with, whatever the blue streaks and add on the fake decals for tattoos and give you a scar or whatever.
They could.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like if I look like a rock star right now, they could still make me look like, that. There's great makeup artists and great, everyone in the industry are great at what they do.
Yeah.
But it's more effort. Why put a bunch of makeup over my tattoos when we could just hire someone that doesn't have tattoos?
Good point.
So I think,
That's a really good point. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true, yeah.
I don't want there to be any reason for me not to be working.
Yeah.
Because I want to work.
Absolutely.
I can get henna tattoos and they can go off.
Oh yeah, because that only lasts like a month or something, right?
And maybe when I'm older and I'm in my 30s or whatever, and if I'm established and I'm rich and famous,
right.
But maybe at that point I can go. Well, I can do whatever I want. I can get my tattoos, and they'll still cast me because they will. But I don't know.
And so, but yeah, speaking of being rich and famous, you're also coming out with an album.
Oh, I'm not. No. I've started writing an album.
You've started writing.
Yeah, I've started writing an album. Just sitting down with my guitar and writing lyrics, but I'm not,
coming out.
That's not coming out.
Okay, not yet. Okay,
Maybe
we don't want to jump the gun
on
on
that.
that.
We'll an interview a year from now, and hopefully at that point I'll have something to give you.
Yeah. Okay, indeed. Thank you so much.
No worries.
For letting us talk with you for a little bit tonight. You're truly one of the most humble, earthbound, grounded people I think I've ever met.
Don't do that.
So honestly,
just go anywhere in the South, and you'll meet.
And that'll be them. Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah.
Anywhere. It's the United States.
See, you won't even take the compliment though. That's how great you are. You're just like.
I'm not.
But thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah.
And this is Angela Stevens with Gossip Meets Couture. Back to you in New York, Lee. Thank you.
We'll be taking